Hi guys, this is Alex at BlackboxMyCar.com. Today I'll be going over BlackVue Viewer on my Mac computer. As you know, BlackVue offers both Mac and Windows compatible software to view your video on your computer. That way you can also track your route, GPS information, and at the same time you can change your setting. Unfortunately, I only have an access to Mac computer, and please bear with me if you're using Windows. The idea is the same. And I'm also going to be going over what's my setting for the DR600 or whatnot. And so yeah, stay tuned for this video. So here is my BlackVue. So first thing first, you need to initialize your SD card. What that means is simply leave your SD card inside and power it off from your vehicle. If you open up your micro SD card, you don't actually see anything on your micro SD card because it's actually completely blank. You need to first initialize it. Some people actually download the software and paste it onto the micro SD card and then put it into BlackVue. Unfortunately, that's going to actually break your dash cam. Somehow it goes into a stalemate mode. So just simply power it up from your vehicle, and once it's powered up, you'll see a BlackVue folder. So let's open it up, and here are a couple folders. If you're just into watching your video without using this complicated viewer, and it's not that it's complicated, but if you just wanna simply watch your video without any GPS information, I would recommend downloading this guy, Gom Player. It's a Korean player, but it offers in multiple different languages and offers both Mac and Windows software. And it's really easy to use and very simple. You don't even have to download a codec or anything like that, so it makes it really easy. So let's go back to BlackVue. And here are all the videos that's recorded, regardless of parking mode, event videos, or normal video modes. Everything gets stored in this folder called record. Another very important folder to note is the software, but actually it's not. Pardon me. This is where you can actually, for Windows users, you can actually install a dedicated software, so you don't have to actually constantly go into this application. But same thing, you have to put in your micro SD card in order to view your video. So you can simply either go this way or just install one to your computer. So this is what I wanted to say, systems. Time to time when we have to troubleshoot with our customers, and BlackVue requires a log file, and here are all the log files you can see in your video, in your dash cam. So time to time we do require a customer to send us a log file, and this is where you can find it. Doc folder actually gives you the PDF copy of your manual, so you can see. And configuration, you don't have to touch anything. You can simply, this is the software for your BlackVue device. So here is the application. So as you can see, two different viewers. For me, I'm using a Mac. You can go into the Mac viewer. Okay, so one by one, let's go from top to bottom. So this is one of the most important buttons that you have to remember. If you're using a Wi-Fi device, Wi-Fi BlackVue device, if you forget your SSID, if you forget your password for your BlackVue, the default password is BlackVue, however, but if you change your SSID and password, and if you forget your password, you can simply click this guy when you have your SD card inside your unit, and then put it back into your your BlackVue device, and simply initialize it again. Interestingly enough, if you format it from My Computer or Disk Utility for Mac, it actually doesn't reset your password. So you have to take it to your viewer and actually click this guy to format your SD card. And formatting your SD card is highly recommended. Some manufacturers say even do it once a week. I would say just do it every other month, like maybe once 2 months or so. Formatting your SD card is really good for your dashcam, and at the same time to prolong the lifespan of your micro SD card. As you can see, micro SD card is put into a lot of videos, full HD and HD videos, and You can only write so many times to rewrite videos and whatnot for micro SD card. So format it as often as possible. So here is other important display here. If you're using a GPS, you can see your speed and your coordinates and whatnot. When you open it up, it actually loads all your videos. And you may wonder, what is this P and what's this PRPF? And if you go down here, you see NF, NR, EF, ER. So what NEP? N stands for normal video mode. E means event video mode, and it gets triggered when the G sensor gets triggered. So if you have an impact, or if your vehicle is simply stiff, if you're driving a very stiff vehicle, you're bound to have more event videos, and I'll show you later on how you can reduce the amount of event video that gets recorded. And P stands for parking mode. And for DR650 or the DR550, if you're using a dual channel system, your front and rear video gets recorded simultaneously. And if you see PR means parking mode, rear video. PF stands for parking mode, front video. So let's click on this guy, and you can see it's in the parking mode, and the rear video camera is the video here. And so let's look at the PF, parking mode, front video. So the same idea here. Normal mode, rear video, as you can see, this guy right here. Event mode, front video, and you can see I don't know why this actually triggered event mode, because there wasn't any shock, but any pothole event can trigger this device. So as you can see, parking mode, event, and normal mode, they're all mixed up, and sometimes it's confusing because you just want to look at your parking mode videos, and what you have to do is simply disable everything first. The color difference isn't really there, so you don't notice it. So what I do is simply disable all this first, and if you want to simply look at your front video, click on that and the parking mode video. So as you can see, PF, 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 PF. So all these videos are parking mode dedicated for your front dash cam. As you can see all these videos. And say, you know what, I want to look at event videos. Look at this. You can see that just the event video. But that being said, if you want to look at normal mode video and front video only, you can see it all here. Right. So, and the same idea, if you want to see a rear video, this is how you do it. Normal mode and rear facing dash cam only. This way it's very, very easy to navigate which video that you want to watch. Okay? So let's look through another very important one. So if you're using a dual channel system, here's where you can switch. But that being said, it has to enable all these modes. So if you're looking at parking mode, rear video, rear camera, and if you want to see the front camera, all you need to do is simply click on this. And if you want to move this video, say away, or even put it on the other side, all you need to do is simply click on this guy, and it takes you away. And if you want to rotate your image, all you need to do is this way, and it takes you to the full screen. Here's the calendar of all the videos that gets recorded, and you can see the hours, minute, and seconds. It's actually really, really, really neat. This is really nice to have. That being said, you can also reduce the speed of the video so you can have a better license plate reading in case if you want to catch a person driving by your vehicle and whatnot. That being said, you can also fast forward it and also raise up your volume and all that stuff. Okay, so let's go into the setting. So this is actually one of the most frequently asked questions for Mac users. Where do I change my setting? Because for Windows, you actually see a setting sign right there, and you can simply click on that to open up your setting folder. But for Mac, all you need to do is BlackVue Viewer, click on Preference. So let's just talk about this briefly. If you want to look at your BlackVue, what version of your unit is and whatnot, this is where you can go to find your viewer, services, service preference, hide BlackVue, and all that. But the most important feature is this guy. So first, you can change your time zone. Lots of time zones, and if you set your time zone and if you don't see your time zone corrected, an interesting trick is to simply reformat your SD card from your computer and power it up again and set your time zone from your Wi-Fi dedicated software. Or you can, if you're not using a Wi-Fi app, you can simply take it to your computer again and set your time zone, and it should work 99.9% of the times. I don't understand why this hasn't been fixed, even for the DR650 or DR600. It's been this problem's been seen since DR400, and it's an interesting fix that all you need to do is simply format your SD card. The resolution, if you want to maximize, it's always set for full HD at 30 frames per second. If you want to reduce your size of the video to make more videos to get recorded on your SD card, you can do so by changing your quality, the resolution of your video. And according to some of our customers who are actually a professional like into videos and video editing and whatnot, they said that even a 15 frame per second is enough for human eyes to capture and whatnot, so you can do so if you want to. But if your dashcam is capable of 30 frames per second, why not leave it at full HD and HD at 30 frames per second. Quality and brightness. So I get this question a lot. Hey Alex, what's the best setting? Let's put it that way. What's the best setting for my BlackVue? Do I have to choose highest or high or normal and all this whatnot? And the brightness, do I make it, which one should I make it to? Should I make it in the center? Should I make it to the brightest? My answer really is test it yourself, because for me at least, because I see so many dash cams from like really terrible quality to good quality videos, if I see a decent dash cam, I would literally leave it at a default mode, because changing around these brightness settings, I don't think it really the default mode is really to maximize the quality of the dash cam to record the best quality video possible. But if you start changing it around, I don't really find it so much different at the same time that it messes up the video time to time. So I really recommend simply try it on your own to see if high to normal or highest in quality setting makes a difference for you and what works best for you. So that being said, this is what I leave it to at a default setting. For BlackVue, you don't really have too many customization options. It's actually better off by having it really simple laid out. You can choose either high or highest this way. Some other dash cams, you can be really creative, I guess, but it's hard to also tell our customers what to do basically. So let's move on. Recording setting. So normal recording on, yes, I would obviously leave it on. Voice recording on or off. If you want your voice to get recorded, simply leave it on. That being said, in Korea, in some of the articles about using dash cams, if say happens like a hit and run accident, while your vehicle is running, actually, if anybody runs away from you after hitting your car, you can call out the license plate such as ABC123. In the instant moment, you may remember it, but later on you may forget it. But your dash cam will record your voice, and that can actually be an evidence for you. Moving on to date and time, I would always leave it on. Speed recording, if your dash cam has GPS function, this recording will come on, and if you leave it at kmph, kilometer per hour, it will write it on the bottom of the video. You don't necessarily have to turn it on, you can simply turn it off. That being said, for BlackVue devices, your GPS information will still get recorded. So do note that even by choosing this guy, your speed recording, your GPS information will still get stored, but it won't reflect on right here. Normal recording, event parking mode recording, I would leave it at 1 minute. So what this means is that every 1 minute new video gets created and created and created until the video space is completely filled up. Then the oldest video gets deleted one by one as the new video gets created one by one, and in 1 minute interval. I would probably a couple things. If you, at least for BlackVue, at least for higher quality dashcams, there's no gaps in between one video to the another video. If you're using a cheaper dashcam, or say a cheaper micro SD card, so this is why micro SD card is extremely important. If your micro SD card speed is not up to the par in terms of how your dashcam records your video, you're actually going to have gaps in between creating one video to the another, and then that really defeats the purpose of using a dashcam. I've never seen it, to be honest, in literally 2.5 years of carrying dashcams at BlackboxMyCar. But to extend, let's say prolong the lifespan of your SD card, I would leave it at 3 minutes. So at least every 3 minutes your video gets recorded one by one. By leaving it 1 minute, the necessary video will be really, the video that has your accident, you can simply extract it and upload it. It takes lesser time, so that's why some people like to leave it at 1 minute. 1, 2, 3 is fine. And interestingly enough, Korean devices have 1, 2, 3, whereas the Chinese devices actually have literally 3, 5, and 10. Really interesting contrast between those two. That being said, parking mode, I would always leave it on, as in auto switching. So let's move on to sensitivity. So sensitivity for normal recording, again, for I wouldn't necessarily change this setting. I would probably leave it as it is. What this means is, once your car actually feels an impact, your event video gets made. An event video basically backtracks 5 seconds before, makes a new video and backtracks 5 seconds before the impact of a G sensor, and creates 1 minute worth of video. So once you actually go back to your computer and then you need to extract that video file, all you need to do is, as I said, look for front and event video, and you can see those are the videos that you should just pay attention to. That being said, if you make it too sensitive, you're gonna see so many event videos, and it gets really difficult and not too nice. And I don't really like it that way. Maybe because my car is a little stiff. Not to worry about too much about these guys. Simply, like, honestly, at least for BlackVue, it doesn't make a beeping or annoying noise once the G sensor gets triggered. That's why I leave it. But honestly, when for other dash cams, I would reduce it almost to the minimal setting. So sensitivity for parking mode, I would raise this guy up, because this means when your vehicle's parked, if anybody hits your vehicle, it starts recording. So I would highly recommend leaving this on. One example that I have is, after my hit and run accident, one of a local customer came. Local person came to get his dash cam installed, and one day his vehicle was, he actually told his mother to park facing outside, facing inward, so park backwards. That way the dash cam is always recording, the front dash cam is always recording his front of his vehicle. But that day his mother actually parked inwards, and so dashcam was facing the wall. But as soon this vehicle, actually another vehicle hit his left side door panel, and when his mother came back, his mom actually didn't recognize it. But because the G sensor in the parking mode triggered it, as soon as that impact of the car hitting my customer's vehicle, it started recording. And 156 wide angle lens on DR500 was wide enough to capture that the other guy who hit his vehicle did not actually back out and run away. He actually parked right into that spot. And when his mother pulled away, his mom actually pulled it out towards the direction of the vehicle that actually hit his vehicle. And so the license plate was actually recorded. And as you can see, if the G sensor was completely off for parking mode and have his motion detection on, he probably wouldn't have caught that video. But because his G sensor sensitivity was on for parking mode, and as soon as that hit him, that big car hit him, his vehicle, it started recording. And because his mom actually pulled it towards the way the other cars parked, was able to capture the license plate. So leave it on. For motion sensor, however, I would make it less sensitive. When I first got my dash cam, when I was testing all these devices, I would always leave it into very sensitive mode for the parking mode, because parking mode is really important for me. But if you leave it at really sensitive setting, even leaves falling off a tree would trigger a parking mode, and you don't want to waste your memory space or your parking mode energy for your vehicle to get wasted on such event. So I would probably leave it as less sensitive mode, and this is actually recommended by BlackVue themselves as well. Moving on to Wi-Fi and other settings, here's where you can disable your LEDs, security LEDs, recording LEDs. If you don't want to have it on, simply disable it. If you don't want to hear all these voices from BlackVue, you can turn it off. Voice alarm volume, you can also change it to small. Auto run Wi-Fi. This is a one of the questions that I've been getting a lot. For DR650, DR550, those dedicated to channel systems, the Wi-Fi is always set to be off. You can trigger it, and once you don't use the Wi-Fi feature for more than 20 minutes, it actually shuts off again. The reason why is because the Wi-Fi actually takes away a lot of battery power, and I mean, you can double confirm that even for your cell phone, if you have your Wi-Fi network always turned on, searching for your Wi-Fi even when you're outside, then it just constantly drains your battery. So same thing for DR650, because it's a dedicated 2-channel system using another camera from the front dash cam connected to the front dash cam, it actually spend much more battery power. And so some people have told me that, hey, by removing my rear camera, I was able to record more parking mode videos and whatnot. So if you want to leave it off, you can leave it off, but if you want to leave it on, you can leave it on. And here's where you can change your login setting, SSID, and password. Default password is again BlackVue. So once everything is set up, simply save and close, and all you need to do is simply save and close, and safely always remove your device by clicking this guy. So that was everything that I wanted to talk about how to use BlackVue application. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to email me at info@blackboxmycar.com or visit our website at blackboxmycar.com. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more interesting videos and helpful guides for dashcam users. Thank you.